Here on Republic TV, it's 8 p.m. this Saturday evening, and getting in breaking news now that the Shinde camp, the Eknath Shinde camp, the Chief Minister of Maharashtra, along with his MLAs, have landed in Mumbai. We should be getting those pictures in a short while from now. Meanwhile, the new Chief Minister of Maharashtra, spoke to Republic TV while asserting that his government would focus on the real issues and wouldn't let down the people, especially on issues like Palghar, etc. He spoke to Republic TV. Here's an excerpt of that interview.
मन में खटास की क्यों जो पार्टी उस समय जाना जाती थी हिंदुत्व को लेकर, बाला साहब ठाकरे हिंदुत्व की बात करते थे। पालघर वाले मामले में हमने भी, रिपब्लिक ने कई सारे सवाल उठाए कि आखिरकार क्यों वो साधुओं के साथ जस्टिस क्यों नहीं हुआ। आज जब आप ये चीज देखते हैं, आंखों के सामने देखते हैं कि आप वो मौका आपको मिल रहा है कि जो गलतियां महाविकास अघाड़ी ने किया वो गलतियां को आप सुधार सकते हैं।
गलतियां सुधारने के लिए हम लोगों ने भी कोशिश की, लेकिन उसमें सफल नहीं हुए हम। लेकिन अब ऐसी गलतियां हमारे सरकार में नहीं होगी।
आपने जैसे ही पद संभाला मुख्यमंत्री का, उसके बाद आपने जितने भी जो पेंडिंग प्रपोजल्स थे उसको फाइल्स आपने ओपन करते हुए देखा। किन किन प्रपोजल्स पर आपका सबसे अहम मुद्दा रहेगा? क्योंकि आर्य कॉलोनी को लेकर आज ही मुख्यमंत्री उद्धव ठाकरे, जो पूर्व मुख्यमंत्री उद्धव ठाकरे ने एक अपील की थी, एक इमोशनल अपील की थी कि भले मेरे साथ बदला निकाल लो पर मुंबई करो के साथ बदला ना निकाले।
ऐसा कोई बदले की भावना लेकर सरकार काम नहीं करेगी। जो भी प्रोजेक्ट है, जो प्रलंबित है, उसे निर्धारित समय में पूरा करने का काम सरकार करेगा, और जो जनता के हित में, राज्य के हित में होगा वही सरकार करेगा।
मैं जानता हूं कि आपके पास ज्यादा टाइम नहीं है, बट एक खाली और सवाल खाली करना चाहूंगा क्योंकि लोग जानना चाहेंगे, आज देश में रिपब्लिक भारत के द्वारा लोग जानना चाहेंगे कि एकनाथ शिंदे जी, जो चिन्ह को लेके बात हो रही, शिव सेना की चिन्ह को लेके बात हो रही है, आप लगातार ट्वीट भी कर रहे हैं कि रियल शिव सेना आखिरकार आप है। इलेक्शन कमीशन पे जाने की बात या आने वाले दिनों में रणनीति क्या रहेगी शिवसेना की चिन्ह को इस्तेमाल करने की?
आज भी कहता हूँ, हम लोग बाला साहब ठाकरे जी के शिव सैनिक हैं और शिवसेना के विधायक हैं। बाकी मैं कुछ जानता नहीं, और समय आने पर निश्चित रूप से कई बातें स्पष्ट हो जाएगी। ऐसी कोई हमारी कोशिश नहीं है कि शिवसेना पार्टी को ठेस पहुंचाना, उद्धव ठाकरे साहब को ठेस पहुंचाना, ऐसे कुछ भी कोशिश हमारी नहीं। लेकिन हम शिवसेना के विधायक हैं। शिवसेना, हमने कोई पार्टी छोड़ी नहीं, हमने कोई पार्टी नहीं बनाई नहीं। हम नेचुरल अलायंस पार्टनर के साथ हम ये सरकार चलाएंगे।
क्या आप जो उद्धव ठाकरे के साथ अभी भी कुछ एमएलएज हैं, उनको कुछ आप कहना चाहेंगे कि आखिरकार आप इस समय कमान संभाल रहे हैं, क्या आप उनको ये कहना चाहेंगे? क्योंकि कुछ लोग ये भी कह रहे हैं कि मिलिंद नार्वेकर आपसे बात कर रहे हैं, हमारे पास जो खबर आई थी कि आप लोग की बातचीत हो रही, तो कई ऐसे लोग हैं जो अभी भी उनके कैंप में वो आपसे जुड़ना चाहते हैं, उनको क्या कहेंगे?
हमारी जो भूमिका है, एक आइडियोलॉजी वाली, बाला साहब ठाकरे जी के विचार वाली, जो जिसको पसंद है वो स्वीकार करेगा।
नंबर्स की अगर बात करें, आप इस समय सपोर्ट की कितना देख रहे हैं? सोमवार की
नंबर तो हमारे पास 50 है, भारतीय जनता पार्टी के पास 120 है, और आगे भी बहुत से लोग आ रहे हैं। 170-75 वाली सरकार, इतनी मजबूत सरकार कहाँ मिलेगी?
So he's completely calm as the Uddhav camp takes drastic measures to sack Eknath Shinde, etc. Joining us in the broadcast this evening are Shweta Shalini, spokesman of the BJP, a spokesperson Venugopal Narayanan, who's a spokesman columnist at Swarajya. I'm sorry about that, Venugopal. Vijay Krishna is a political analyst, leans towards the Shiv Sena, and Professor D.K. Giri, a political commentator. Okay, let me start with Venugopal Narayanan, who's a columnist at Swarajya first. Venugopal, now, the way things are...
Audio, Sanjay bhai.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Thank you.
Okay, I think I just lost his audio there. Okay, Shweta Shalini, will tomorrow be the first test? Will tomorrow be the first test for Eknath Shinde with the speaker poll?
Let's see. We don't call it the first test. We call it the first hurdle. And we are in a race where we are sure to win. And definitely crossing the first hurdle, we have the numbers. And hence, we are back in this race with proper planning, proper people who are backing us, and we are here to win.
Vijay Krishna, why did Mr. Uddhav Thackeray sack Mr. Eknath Shinde from the party? Because Eknath Shinde has the numbers with him. He's got about 39 MLAs still with him. So if he's the Shiv Sena, then how does this really help?
At the outset, super shine through everybody. I'd like to tell you, this is a work of Election Commission to decide who is the real takedar of Shiv Sena. And you're just thinking that our Paksha Pramukh Uddhav Thackeray ji resigned from the Chief Minister post and has gone away. Just while going away, you have to see who is behind him. There are at least 1 crore Shiv Sainiks backing Uddhav Thackeray ji, because the baton of leadership was transferred from Bala Saheb Thackeray to Uddhav Saheb. And it is Uddhav Saheb, when he thinks time has come to shift the baton or give the responsibility to the other capable leader, Uddhav Saheb will decide. So this is the issue with regard to Election Commission. 40 MLAs cannot decide the destiny of Shiv Sena. I am saying let them express their political acumen. Now they are in the government. Already our Uddhav Saheb has congratulated this government and has also promised to play the role of constructive opposition. As part of this, we are democratically opposing the speaker nominee from the side of BJP. And today the battle has started on the issue of RO Metro Shed, wherein our Aditya Thackeray ji categorically said 2.5 years ago that decisions cannot be made in Delhi alone. Mumbai's lungs cannot be punctured because you hate Uddhav Saheb. And I love the political experience of Deepak Kesarkar. Please focus on the administration of Maharashtra. And I'm saying if you keep on opposition, lakhs of Shiv Sainiks will descend in Mumbai. Even if you throw a morsel of sand on us, it won't reach the ground. Mark my words.
Yeah,
Shiv Sena means Shiv Sainiks. Thank you.
Okay, and who exactly are the 39 MLAs? I wonder who these 39 MLAs are, who just about landed in Mumbai and are headed, by the way, to the assembly tomorrow. Let me get in Venugopal Narayanan. Venugopal, will tomorrow define something in this Maharashtra battle in the sense of the numbers? What are we expecting? What do you expect from the speaker's test and development of the last couple of hours with Uddhav Thackeray sacking Eknath Shinde? How do you see this fight going forward?
Evening. 3 or 4 things, please, quickly. One, I expect the election of Rahul Narvekar as speaker to happen without much incident. 2, I expect them, the BJP and the Shinde camp to get around 170 thereabouts. And 3, once that is done, then the question is about the whip. And since the Agadi doesn't control the proceedings of the House, we can expect fair play in that regard also. So once the speaker's test is done, I think it will be at least above board. Whatever happens should be above board.
Yeah. Now, I'm wondering, Professor D.K. Giri, where they're getting that confidence from, because the numbers are not on their side. So where do you think they're getting all this confidence from that they will make it somehow? Even now, some are saying that these MLAs will come back. There is a possibility of this alliance falling. There is a possibility of Uddhav Thackeray getting his whole party back. Now, is it a case of daydreaming, Professor D.K. Giri?
It could be, but Maharashtra, you can expect anything. And Shiv Sainiks, as you heard, Shiv Sainiks are very tough people, and they might change their mind. It's a very ideological party, and the MLAs might decide otherwise. But the party, you see, you are raising a point. There is a difference between the parliamentary party and the political party. I am a student of British politics. I have seen this tension in British Labour Party for 100 years. There is always a friction between the Parliamentary Labour Party and the party conference. So you have this in Bombay now. Uddhav Thackeray has the party and the MLAs are with somebody else. So that tension will continue. And the next assembly elections will know who wins the elections and who has the legitimacy of Shiv Sainik, really. So that time will tell. For now, Uddhav Thackeray has the party and Eknath Shinde has the MLAs. That is the same. So MLAs will further go back or some more MLAs will join him. It is a matter of speculation. But there is a clear tension. In fact, Uddhav Thackeray should have done that, what his father did. He controlled the party and he made Manoj Joshi the chief minister. So, you know, there was a different separation of power. But Uddhav Thackeray didn't realize that, you know, he controls the party. He should have controlled his legislature also by putting his loyalist. He became the chief minister and that is where he mixed it up. So there would be a tension and most probably Uddhav Thackeray, given the nature of our politics in our country, succession in our country, Uddhav Thackeray will win the party. Whether he will, till another 2.5 years, he cannot do anything else. In the next elections, we will know whether Shiv Sena will bounce back or BJP has finished it. You know, both Uddhav Thackeray and Eknath Shinde, we don't know.
Okay, you know, Shweta Shalini wanted to comment. Shweta Shalini, you know, one of the comments that, you know, the pro-Uddhav camp, you know, most surprisingly, even the Congress and NCP, who are actually, you know, speaking for the Shiv Sena very strangely these days, you know, they're meeting Uddhav Thackeray at his residence. They're going to the Sena Bhavan. I've never heard of a time when NCP leaders were inside the Sena Bhavan or at the gates of the Sena Bhavan with, you know, Uddhav Thackeray or any Sena leader. But we're seeing all of this happening here in Mumbai. What is your real intention?
So you have seen a lot of things which have never happened before happening in Mumbai and in Maharashtra, right? As Professor Giri was just saying, it was never that Thackeray actually took over the position. Balasaheb Thackeray wanted a true Shiv Sainik to be there. Today, anybody who follows the ideology of Balasaheb Thackeray is not called a Shiv Sainik. We just saw Vijay Krishnan ji screaming on top of his voice that, you know, these are not true Shiv Sainiks. In fact, I just read a tweet from Priyanka Chaturvedi ji a couple of days ago where he actually said that who is Vijay Krishnan to come on TV and represent Shiv Sena. So I mean, you know, there's a lot of things with 16 MLAs, he is going to Uddhav Thackeray ji is dreaming to be the leader of opposition. He should now be worried.
Krishna, 1 minute. Vijay Krishna, you know, Vijay Krishna, please don't speak over each other. You know, this is not... 1 minute. Vijay Krishna, don't speak. Yeah, wait for your turn.
His symbol is going to stay with him. If his party name is going to be staying with him, if the whip is going to apply to his own son, he should be worried on all those fronts. But what he did in his last sermon that he gave on Facebook, of course, he ran the entire 2.5 years of government on Facebook. But the last time he came on Facebook, what did he say? Oh, mere peet ke piche khanjar bhog diya. It's always, you know, whatever you sow, so shall you reap. That's exactly what happened. And eventually, khanjar bhoka, to kisne apnon ne bhoka, lekin mere saath kaun khade the? These are the people who are meeting in, and these are the people he's always trusted. These are the people who always found open doors with him. And this is exactly what the true Shiv Sainiks have been saying, complaining of, that we were never allowed. For us, the doors were always closed. But for the Congress and the NCP, and the phone was picked up, Nidhi was given to them, money was given to them, they were supported on all fronts, they were heard, they were met with, and so on and so forth. So exactly, and above all of this, if you look at the letter that has been issued, it has been issued in English. For God damn it, where is the Marathi Asmita gone? That letter is in English, which talks about Eknath Shinde ji being thrown out of Shiv Sena because he knows that the entire Shiv Sena, the MPs, the MLAs, the MLCs are all going to shift, because you look at Mumbai, it is painted with hoardings that congratulate Eknath Shinde ji on becoming the chief minister. And this is exactly what Shiv Sena is all about. It is about the ideology of Balasaheb Thackeray. And this is what the true Shiv Sainik is celebrating today, Balasaheb Thackeray. And this is what he said on your channel. He said, everybody who believes in Balasaheb Thackeray and in the ideology of Hindutva will come with us. And I'm sure everybody who believes in Hindutva, talks about Hindutva, has believed in Balasaheb, will definitely go and stand behind or with Eknath Shinde ji.
You know, very interesting question was asked, Venugopal. to Mr. Shinde yesterday. He spoke to Republic TV. He gave a very long interview. And in that interview, specifically on the issue of Hindutva, he said that there was a large section in the party, and he indicated that majority of the party really was upset with the handling of Palghar. And he said, under my watch, there will not be another Palghar. And he spoke about the Mumbai blasts and how it's the biggest betrayal of Mumbaikars and Maharashtrians that his party had tied up with those who are with Dawood Ibrahim. And he was referring to the NCP and namely Nawab Malik, etc. But do you think by doing what they have and looking back at the last 2 weeks, how big a dent is this for the Shiv Sena? Have they once again been confined to a mostly Mumbai party? Venugopal.
I ran the numbers yesterday, and yes, they are reduced to pockets between Dindoshi and Worli, and 1 or 2 seats in Ratnagiri. That's about it, because Thane is gone. Whatever they had in Vidarbha is gone. It's with Mr. Shinde now. So I don't see whatever is left in Matoshri, the Matoshri Sena, we have to call them that. I don't see what they're left with, and even that is going to get squeezed, because don't forget that BNC elections are coming up.
Balasaheb Thackeray, sir, please take back your comments.
What did he say? One second.
Calls about Matoshri. Matoshri belongs to the residence of late Kirti Sesh Balasaheb Thackeray.
Then we'll call it
now
fine,
you have
fine.
guts to insult Balasaheb Thackeray's residence.
No,
He
no,
didn't insult anybody. I don't think he insulted anybody.
National channel.
I don't think he
we're
insulted
just
anybody.
classifying.
सर मातोश्री आके बालासाहब ठाकरे जी का गुरु है, थोड़ा मर्यादा दीजिए, इतना हो गया बीजेपी में शामिल होके.
1 minute. That's not a 1 minute. 1 minute. 1 minute. No, he didn't. 1 second. First of all, I think you're getting confused. Vijay Krishna, you're wearing spectacles. I can see that. No, you're wearing spectacles. Okay.
मातोश्री को आप क्यों ला रहे हैं?
No, 1 minute.
ऐसा नहीं पूछा, ये मोदी का
No, let me.
सेना है.
1 minute. Vijay Krishna, 1 minute. That is, first of all, I'm not sure whether you're able to see clearly. Can you see clearly that was? Can you hear clearly that was Venugopal Narayanan? That was Venugopal Narayanan,
एक दिन सोनिया
columnist.
सेना कहते हैं चैनल में, आज आके मातोश्री सेना कहते हैं. थोड़ा वाचालत को भी आप संयम कीजिए, थोड़ा नियंत्रण कीजिए सर.
आप किससे बात कर रहे हैं आप?
जो बेटा है ना शिंदे साहब को मदद देते हुए, उसको मैं कह रहा हूं. छत्रपति शिवाजी सेना शिवसेना इलेक्शन कमीशन में जाइए, देखिए, जो चाहे वो बोला तो कैसा होगा. Let us discuss the issue.
What did he say? He said that they're confined to mostly being a Mumbai party is what he said, I think. And he's a columnist, so he just made his point clear. I don't know why you're getting so touchy about it.
Sir, Matoshri is the residence of Balasaheb Thackeray. It is a temple for us. Please understand our sentiments.
Fair enough. Let's call it the Uddhav Thackeray faction. What I'm saying is that they are still.
Sir, it has to be decided by the court, sir. That's what I'm saying. Faction. You should not talk about faction. Faction means faction invokes or recalls Kadapa district in Andhra Pradesh. Please understand.
Huh?
I know where faction exists. If you are so interested in faction, you please watch Nandamuri Balakrishna's movies, Samarasimha Reddy, Narasimha Raidu. Please, sir. You are an experienced journalist. Please.
I'm only saying that the geographical shrinkage of your faction, I won't use qualifiers, your faction is so great that you're restricted to just parts of South and Central Bombay now and 1 or 2 pockets in Ratnagiri. That's it. Everything else is gone. You can go to the election commission, you can go to the courts, but this is what it is. Please understand.
Sir,
and it will be reflected tomorrow in the
join the issue of BJP being absent in Kerala, Tamil Nadu, Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, Orissa.
We have had several debates on that, Vijay Krishna. We've had several debates on that. Vijay Krishna, are you okay? I understand. I understand that you're extremely upset and pained and feeling really jilted. That's okay. I mean, it's okay. You know, your party has left you. You know, if you have 50 friends, 55 friends, okay, let me be specific. Vijay Krishna, imagine this, okay? Let me explain this. Imagine you have 55 classmates and you're the class teacher and 39 of the students revolt against you and go to the principal and say, I don't like being in your class, right? Because they don't agree with you, right? There's a problem with the, there must be a problem with the teacher, no? If 39 out of 55 are going to the principal, it's like that. It's as simple as that. Professor D.K. Giri, what sort of a message was Uddhav Thackeray sending when he sacked Mr. Shinde? Do you think it will go down well with the party cadre, or is it simply going to make matters worse at the party cadre level?
Oh yes, I think it would make him look stronger amongst the party cadres that he has really taken action against someone, and he is the head of the party, and where the party will go we do not know yet. My best assumption is that he will have the party, because I hinted in my last statement that party comes through a dynastic succession, like the Shiv Sena guy was saying. It has come to Uddhav Thackeray, not to win Raj Thackeray, it's his own son. So that mental, that I don't think Eknath Shinde can claim. You see, he might win the elections, but in the next election, whether he will have the party, we do not know. Party will stay with Uddhav Thackeray, but how strong will be the party in electoral terms, we do not know. BJP perhaps has finished both the factions. I had a small question, Niranjan, to ask the BJP spokesperson.
Go ahead.
Is this the democracy that we are going to have? Upending democracy, splitting political parties, grabbing power by hook or crook. Where are we taking our democracy? I am asking this question to BJP. Bihar, Karnataka, Madhya Pradesh, Maharashtra. If you wanted to make a Shiv Sainik the chief minister, why did not we do it in 2019? Why did you split the party? BJP is playing with fire. That is our democracy in our country. Hindutva will not save you unless you respect democracy and democratic institutions. Hindus will revolt against you. I am warning you today. So I think BJP is really playing with fire. I am an independent analyst. I can give you this advice to BJP like Mrs. Indira Gandhi did. Now the BJP is doing it. They will have the same fate as the Congress has today.
So how
reduced to 44, 45. I'll not save you unless you preserve democracy.
Okay, Professor Giri, I'll let the BJP respond to your question. But I just want to make a point. You said real Hindus will revolt against you. Just an observation that a Hindutva party waited for the last day, 3 hours before the Supreme Court verdict came in, waited for the last cabinet to change the names of 2 cities, from Osmanabad to Dharashiv and from Aurangabad to Shambhajinagar. Just an observation, Hindutva party. Okay, I'll let the BJP spokesman take the rest of it.
No, let me react.
You asked her a question. You asked her a question. You asked her a question.
When Supreme Court gives judgment, Supreme Court's judgment is selective. Yesterday, BJP spokesperson criticized heavily the observations made on Nupur Sharma. So BJP knows where Supreme Court will decide. They don't wait. If the decision is not in their favor, they will go against the judge. Yesterday, one of their spokesperson in another channel, when I was there, he came down heavily on said, Judge,
can you let the BJP spokesman speak and answer your question? You asked her a long question.
This is how they respect the Supreme Court.
You asked her a question. Because I have very little time, I'd like Shweta to come in and then
I didn't ask a question.
You asked the question. You've already asked 2 or 3 questions. Okay.
Okay, fair enough.
Shweta, yeah.
Okay. Before I answer the question,
I was commenting on your comment.
I would want to correct you. 26 years ago, the name of Aurangabad was changed to Shambhajinagar, and then people went back to court. It is still, for the last 26 years, it still remains Aurangabad. So they waited for this cabinet. The cabinet is not supposed to happen after the governor has sent you a letter. Yet they waited for the last minute because they knew that this will always be challenged, and hence they don't have to bother about doing this. So they never meant to do it. They just did it so that at least they can get some brownie points. Nonetheless, at least they did it. Coming back to your question, Professor Giri, does democracy say, or does morality say, democracy obviously says that, but does morality say that when you go to the voters and ask for vote as an alliance, and the Prime Minister comes on in your constituency and asks vote based on an alliance which is a pre-election alliance, you actually break away the mandate which is given to you based on the fact that Shiv Sena and BJP will come together and go to another faction.
What happened in Bihar? What happened in Bihar? Who was the mandate for? What happened in Bihar? Who broke the mandate in Bihar? don't have selective memory. Who broke the mandate in Bihar? You have a selective memory and selective perception. Who broke the mandate in Bihar? What was the mandate in Bihar?
We went in a
No, come on. You are destroying your own argument. What was the mandate in Bihar for? What was the mandate in Bihar?
Whether you like it or not.
Oh, come on.
Okay.
Hindus are
This is
concerned,
absolutely.
please understand.
Absolutely.
that
You do not
Hindus
know the fact.
today
You do not know the
have
fact. What
awakened
happened in Bihar?
And Hindus want
What happened in Bihar?
justice
Answer
as
me.
far as the
Okay, please don't
power
speak
of
over
the
each other. Can I request you not to speak over each other, please?
You can filibuster.
A chief minister who talks
No,
about
but she is
Hindutva
just making
and
false
ideology
statements.
and
Okay.
speaking
Filibuster.
and doing
Okay, I'm running out of
nothing
time.
about
Shweta
politics.
Shalini.
What was the mandate in
Killing
Bihar
of
for
the
Niranjan?
Okay, 1 minute. Shweta Shalini, Venugopal, Vijay
Sweta
Krishna,
Shalini is
Professor Giri.
absolutely unaware of the facts. She does not know her history. She does not know current history. You know, she should read and come back.
Okay, sir, we'll all read and come back. Tomorrow morning. Tomorrow morning, the speaker elections. The speaker election is tomorrow. Very interesting day in Maharashtra tomorrow, and we are live tomorrow morning. Okay, I'd like to thank all of you, Shweta Shalini, Venugopal, Vijay Krishna, Professor Giri. Thank you for joining us on the show this evening. Thank you.